Welcome to Learnstroke. This is Daily News Leads. Let's have a quick glimpse of the important articles from today's Hindu. The first one. BRICS seeks inclusive intra-Afghan dialogue. 5-member group adopts counter-terrorism action plan. As you all know, the 13th BRICS summit was held yesterday under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and they had some important decisions regarding the Afghan issue, and the most important among them being the counter-terrorism action plan. So read more about the counter-terrorism action plan. A new chapter of cooperation had begun in the 13th BRICS summit with the agreement on remote sensing satellite constellation between the space agencies. So try to find out what are the important agreements that the BRICS countries had signed with regard to their space agencies. And a joint statement by the BRICS leaders underscored the need to check attempts by terrorist organizations to use Afghan as a territory, as terrorist sanctuary, and carry out attacks against other countries. So the rise of Taliban in Afghanistan is a major concern for all the BRICS countries. There was an important document called the New Delhi Declaration that was discussed during the BRICS summit that addresses the humanitarian situation in Afghanistan and addresses issues related to violation of human rights with respect to women, children, and minorities. So, try to find out more regarding the New Delhi Declaration, which was part of the 13th BRICS Summit. So, next one, something related to polity. Clarify stance in interfaith marriage case. So, this is regarding an issue that is being discussed in the Gujarat High Court. So, more than the issue, I want you to understand fundamental rights in detail, and especially regarding the freedom of religion and the amended Freedom of Religion Amendment Act 2021. All the fundamental rights and provisions relating to it are very important. I keep mentioning it every day, be it for your prelims, the important judgments and recent developments regarding fundamental rights is very important for your mains as well. So in that regard, try to understand more about the Freedom of Religion Amendment Act 2021. So next is an article that is related to the art and culture for your prelims and mains, and this particular topic is related to the state of Tamil Nadu. Tamirabarani civilization 3200 years old. Tamil Nadu CM Stalin cites carbon dating analysis by Miami-based lab. So a carbon dating analysis of rice with soil has been found in a burial urn at Shivakalai in Thoothukudi district in southern Tamil Nadu. So try to locate these places in the map, the Thoothukudi district in Tamil Nadu, and this particular studies was carried out by the Miami-based Beta Analytic Testing Laboratory, and it has indicated that the Tamirabarani civilization dates back to 3200 years. The relationship between any civilization and the adjacent rivers is very important. So in that regard, as far as this particular topic is considered, you need to understand more about Tamirabarani River and its course. The article also says that similar studies will be carried out at Vengi in Andhra Pradesh, Talaikada in Karnataka, and Palur in Odisha. So in the map, try to find out Vengi, Talaikada, and Palur and its historical significance as far as ancient India is considered. Next is an important article related to your GS3 with regard to the topic security challenges and management in border areas, and also role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security. Amit Shah reviews security development schemes in Jammu and Kashmir, concerned over challenges posed by the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. So as we all know, the Taliban issue has serious repercussions as far as the internal security of India is considered. And now you need to read this article on that grounds. And the article also says that among the challenges faced by the security forces is the use of drones to carry out terror attacks and smuggle in explosives, weapons, and drugs. So you have an important task. You need to find out the various security challenges in border areas. One very pertinent example is infiltration. In addition to that, you need to find out all the serious security challenges faced by India as far as its porous borders are considered. Next is yet another article related to Jammu and Kashmir, something related to the development initiatives by the government. Centre kicks off major public outreach in Jammu and Kashmir, 70 union ministers to tour 20 districts. And as part of the interaction, some of the issues that were being highlighted includes the absence of lending from other banks, the startup policy, the market intervention scheme or MIS for C-grade apple produce, Fasal Bima Yojana for apples and so on. So as you all know, as far as the cropping pattern of Jammu and Kashmir, two important crops are apple and saffron, which forms a major chunk of revenue generation as far as the horticulture industry is considered. So in that regard, I want all of you to understand more about the developmental and economic activities in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The state of Jammu and Kashmir is always analyzed on grounds of terrorism, separatist movements and various other negativities. But there are various developmental activities initiated by the government of India in Jammu and Kashmir. Try to find out more about it, especially the recent ones. So next article is related to defense. C-295 induction critical for Indian Air Force. It marks culmination of decade-long process by Air Force to replace the aging Avros. So this article is all about the procurement of 56 C-295MW transport aircraft from Airbus Defence and Space SA Spain, and this has been approved by the Cabinet Committee on Security. So Cabinet Committee on Security, very important, like Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So try to find more about such committees and constitutional provisions, if any. And the article also says that this is the first project of its kind in which a military aircraft will be manufactured in India by technology transfer by a private company. So in your mains, you have a topic called as the indigenization of science and technology. So this article is very important for that topic, indigenization of science and technology. Moreover, the article mentions that many of the parts of this particular aircraft will be manufactured in India, which will provide an impetus to the manufacturing sector, and it will also help in employment generation. So, though this article is exclusively related to defense, you need to understand the interconnection between various sectors. That is, though this is a defense project, indirectly it is helping the manufacturing sector and employment generation in India. So, it is very important for you to understand the forward and backward linkages between various sectors in India. So, next article is related to the bilateral relations between India and Australia. 2+2 meet may discuss Afghanistan. Australia consulting partners for joint approach in engagement with the Taliban. Though this article highlights regarding the Taliban issue, you need to understand the bilateral relations between India and Australia with a deeper perspective. Try to find out all the recent agreements that India has signed with Australia. This article also has a mention about the CECA or the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. Very important, try to find out the significance of CECA. So next is an important article for your GS2 as well as for your prelims. Scindia targets 50 Udan routes. Rationalizing VAT on aviation turbine fuel, also an agenda for the next 100 days. So this is regarding the 50 new routes being introduced as part of the Udan scheme, and they also mention about the ATF or the aviation turbine fuel. Try to understand some basic facts about the aviation turbine fuel, as it could be asked for the prelims, because the government is planning to rationalize the VAT charged on aviation turbine fuel or ATF. In that regard, it is important. And there is a mention about some of the important airports and heliports that are part of the UDAN project. You need not mug up all that, but have a bare minimum understanding of which airport is located in which state. And the article also mentions about the Air Seva 3.0 portal that is going to be launched on the 30th of this month. And the relevance of Air Seva 3.0 portal is that users would be able to escalate their complaints to senior airline officials. Very, very important. Don't forget Air Seva 3.0. The next one, Railway Board announces closure of Green Fuel Wing. IROAF was set up to promote alternative energy. So don't forget the purpose behind which the IROAF was established. It was exclusively formed to promote green energy by introducing alternative energy, fuel efficient and emission control technologies across the railway network. And now the Railway Board has announced the closure of this green fuel wing. The operations has not stopped, just that it is being transferred to the Principal Chief Electrical Engineer and Chief Administrative Officer, Northern Railway. And you should be aware of the new innovations that are being introduced in the railways. One such is the hydrogen fuel cell based trains that are likely to begin its operation along the 89-kilometer stretch between Sonipat and Jind. And there is other mentions regarding the operations of IROAF. Take note of that. And towards the end of the article, there is criticism on the national monetization pipeline. Don't forget which all are the sectors that form a part of the national monetization pipeline. Railways is one such important sector that has been included in NMP. The next two articles related to economy. First one, Centre to pay incentive dues of 56,000 crore in relief to exporters. Government expects move will spur higher growth after a 67% increase in goods export. Read the article, but more importantly, make notes regarding two important schemes that finds a mention in this article. The first one is RODTEP, that is the remission of duties and taxes on export products. Very, very important. And the next one, ROSETL, or the rebate of state and central taxes and levies. Try to find out the relevance of these two schemes as far as the export sector of India is considered. The last one for the day, something related to cryptocurrencies. Das says RBI still worry of cryptocurrency. So this is regarding a statement by RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das. And he says that the central bank continues to have serious and major concerns about the cryptocurrency. You all know that the cryptocurrencies are gaining massive popularity in various other countries of the world, and it has its impacts and repercussions on their economy as well. But as far as India is considered, India is still very cautious about the consequences of cryptocurrency. So private cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, which are unregulated and mined through a complex process and have highly volatile prices, are under the regulatory gaze in India despite their proliferation as an asset class. So this is the strength of Indian economy. Indian economy is very watchful and has serious regulations regarding the cryptocurrency. So try to find out the positives and negatives of cryptocurrency and why the Indian economy is so cautious about cryptocurrencies. So that's all for the day. Today also we have skipped articles related to Afghanistan and the Taliban issue. I hope you'll read it on your own. Thank you for watching, and this was Daily News Leads.